The Falls Count Everywhere podcast would like to mention our friends at the following. We Talk Wrestling, for the one stop you need for the most intriguing stories and headlines and info on independent shows in multiple regions. We Talk Wrestling has you covered. Subscribe to Facebook's #1 interactive community for professional wrestling today. Pro Wrestling on Tuesdays are a blast with the Wrestle Talk podcast. Join the Night Owl, DJ Big Sexy, Luke Roberts, The Alpha, Jay Wade, Nightmare Jones, and many others as they bring you the hottest takes on the major circuits, showcase interviews with various indie stars, and the only place to get news on the most popular fantasy wrestling promotion, the FWWC. Catch them live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central. Find all of their media outlets on their website at WrestleTalkPodcast.com. Before each and every show, we like to remind our audience that freedom is never free, and all of us should be grateful to those who lay it all on the line. To all our first responders, military, and volunteers that help our nation every day, we love you and appreciate the sacrifices you make to protect all of us. Get ready for episode number 108 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast as we welcome one of the fiercest strikers to come out of the Mid-Atlantic region, the god of combat sports, J.A.C. This podcast is scheduled for one episode where falls count everywhere. No. Oh, yeah, everybody. It's Sunday night. You know what time it is. It is time to party here with the Falls Count Everywhere podcast here with episode number 108, where our featured guest tonight is J.A.C. coming out of us here from the Mid-Atlantic region. Who'll be on with us here very shortly. And we're just another hot, muggy summer. Gosh, another night.
Bro. I stayed inside.
Tired of it. Let's get the moisture out of the air. Let's get things cooled down. But I don't think it's possible here in the Midwest this summer. But I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby here on the left. To the right, of course, is the one and ever popular Gem City Mouse, Zmiz.
What's good?
Shoot, what's new with you, man?
Not much. I've stayed inside all day because it's hot and I don't like the heat. I'm ready for winter. I know everybody else is probably like, no, screw that. I'm always ready for winter. Bring me fall, bring me winter. Let's get it back to the real seasons that are worth a damn.
Yeah, I mean, no kidding, right? I mean, let's get back to autumn, man. It's like, you wanted to get some.
I said fall.
Well, yeah, I mean, fall, but yeah, it is what it is. So, oh man, we've got a lot to cover here tonight. At least within our curtain jerk segment. Make sure you're sharing the show, everybody. Here, I know we got people trickling in. We sometimes we start on time, sometimes we start a little bit late, and more than
we're right on the ball today.
Yeah, we're right on the ball today. With like the last 2 weeks, it's like, man, are these guys ever going to ever get online? But we're on the ball today, man. We got a lot going on. So apparently Jesus is watching me yet again. So
yes. It's always nice having Jesus.
Yeah, fucking for Jesus. Yeah, so no, man, go ahead and share the show once again. And I did not get the caption here, but we're going to, well, now I'm starting ringing. I have no idea why I'm ringing. But am I still going good?
Yeah, you're still ringing.
No, I'm still ringing?
Yeah, it's coming through. You got a nice little buzz.
Oh my gosh.
It was so nice in the green room.
Yeah, it was. Now it just wants to act up. I have no idea what's going on. Oh my gosh. It's adjustment here time, so I'm going to unplug for just 1 second.
Okay. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi.
Now what about now?
Maybe beautiful.
Okay.
Oh man.
I'm going to be toggling with my mic all night. Great.
Don't
This is the last
don't
thing I want
toggle
to
too
freaking
hard.
do.
Yeah, don't tug too hard.
Oh my gosh. My 30 days are over. Take it how you want, man. My tugging days are over. Um,
How can you lobby something like that from me? Like, I'm a dirty, perverted man.
I,
And you lobby something like that?
yeah. Oh no, man. No, but we welcome everybody in. I know it's kind of weird what Bella said here in the yeah, so he's at uh yeah, first
Yeah,
episode Tyler's not in the comments. So he's
we don't wanna talk about Tyler right now.
that dude's been on the trip this entire weekend, you know that, and
Yeah, and
he's
he's
gonna come
ending
back
it
and
with
watch this.
Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, I know.
Jelly?
Uh, I know. Are they in the state of Missouri? I wonder if they're handing out like some type of gummies or
I don't
something.
know, but I would be there, and you know I'd be.
I would imagine it'd probably be Missouri. But shoot, man. Uh let's man, like I said, we got a lot to get to here. I mean, a recap of last night. And I didn't get anything. Yes, I did, and we'll get into that here shortly. But the thing I really feel bad about, honestly, this past weekend, and it's been leading up to it, and I didn't follow in, but you know, some of the guys should have, at least from this organization, should at least let me know because I got a lot going on. It's not like I don't want anything to do with them, is I get busy. That's why it's like you want stuff to press and push on here. I'm dealing with so many freaking regions. I'm dealing with so many promotions, man. You just got to reach out to me, man, and we'll definitely work with you. You know, that's and but bottom line, wrestling for a cure, which is where Tyler was at last night.
Yep.
Which is a great, you know, for Children's Hospital, Children's Research for cancer. Uh, one of our past guests, Sage Ramsey, won the Dusty Cameron Memorial Battle Royal. There were some champions crowned. Really a good turnout there up in Springfield, Illinois. So, and I mean, our boy, well, your boy Sid Holland was kind of tagging us here a couple days ago about,
Yeah.
and well, we'll eventually have to get back to a Wrestle for a Cure, but like I said, just with me being still involved in the business, and I just can't go out and just represent our podcast and just any show because more than likely I'm kind of busy at another show. So I have a feeling after last night I'm going to get even busier. So it is what it is. Um, but no, who else was last night too? Oh no, over this past week, New Breed Wrestling was at a fair.
The fairgrounds for
Yep,
New Breed.
fairgrounds, and man, it looked hot. They had an afternoon show yesterday. I'm like, man, dude, you cannot catch me out in the mid afternoon on a hot July day. So
Hey, get it in, right?
yeah, get it in, get the work in. So Newbury was busy. Nothing Neater Derek Teeter returned last Friday night, and then of course last night with where I was at was which was ACW and American Championship Wrestling. Packed house in Cedar Hill, Missouri, actually. So we actually all the chairs we put out, they were purchased for, they were occupied, and everybody was enjoying the show. And everybody was great. So, um, but I don't know. I've had a little change of heart now because it's people don't want to listen or cooperate. So now I'm kind of getting a little bit irritable now, and I don't really care what people. I think my irritability is kind of spilled over from yeah, from real life, and now it's played in, and now I'm getting a little bit more fierce and more aggressive. So, you guys like it, great. If not, well, you know where to go. So that's just how I gotta put it.
Bang, bang.
Now, yeah, now, but also last night, you know, out of nowhere, Herb Simmons did attend the show.
Nice.
Not only did he attend the show, Herb Simmons was in a match.
In a match. What?
Herb Simmons was in a match last night.
What?
Yes, Herb Simmons was in a match. 2 out of 3 falls in Rock'em Sock'em Robots. So.
Oh, okay.
I
Like,
had
what did
to
I
bring it.
miss? Like, I needed to. Yeah, that's crap, man.
But
I
he
bet
beat
Herb
the
Simmons would
judge.
have taken anyone down.
It took 3 falls to beat the judge, Chip Leffler, and apparently he got judge got upset and actually broke his game last night. Could not fix it. Somebody threw it down. He literally broke it. So,
Oh,
uh,
What a baby.
Yeah, you know what it is. You
The
know
judge.
what do you I mean, so immature. God. Speaking of immature,
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we go to it? Because like I'm already biting at the bit to like let loose. Can I like tell everybody to sit the piss down?
yeah, let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get a tagline up here for you. Uh,
Ah,
yeah, I know you're baiting that.
it's annoying, man. It's irritating. This is what when
I know, right?
you're working on the tagline, but this is one of the things that makes wrestling not fun anymore. Is because people. Oh wait, what is this?
No, this is the first one. This should irritate you too. This should irritate you too.
What? Okay, what's your favorite single pay per view or series? That's what you
No,
put up
that's
there.
what? No,
That's
that
what
should
you
not
put
be it.
up. That's what I was confused. I
Well, what
thought we were
about
gonna go.
what about now?
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking.
That's what's irritating me. That right there. How can people for one, we have the likes of Ric Flair and everybody calls him one of easily the goats, right?
Right, right.
Has anyone noticed their done their history in wrestling and he ripped off his moniker all that
Right.
from a previous wrestler. So how can somebody sit there and I've already went off on Kevin Nash once about it. Like Kevin Nash is just the tip of the iceberg. The guy can't even tie his shoes without tearing a quad. And he's over here complaining about LA Knight. Get off of it. Everyone out there that keeps saying that LA Knight is just a Rock Austin copycat wannabe, sit your ass back down as a fan, shut your mouth, and just enjoy watching a guy, for one, a guy that was 14 years ago good enough to be in WWE that did not get the chance to be there.
Right.
That is finally in it, WWE, and is finally making the waves that he's supposed to be doing, and he's been doing it everywhere he's gone. Everywhere he's gone. He made Impact Wrestling fun to watch again. He's made NWA fun to watch again. This man is a goddamn money just waiting to be made. Did you watch SmackDown by chance?
I did some. Yes.
Okay.
I just want to just put this tweet out from Russell Ops, which says everything here with LA Knight's 2 minutes of TV time from the last episode of SmackDown, approaching 4 million views across the official related WWE socials in under 24 hours from airing.
Yeah.
So there's
Sorry.
something to be had there. You can't even get a Nielsen rating that high at 4 million.
No AEW's doing that. Not even on Dynamite.
No, not
Get
even.
out of here. LA Knight is gold. He is money. And if you say he's a copyright, go look at and this is no knock on anyone in any profession of the industry. Go look from the bottom to the top where people are imitating and copying and using stuff from other guys that are even currently in the business to get themselves over. So don't stop it. Stop it. Just watch the damn show. Why is this a discussion?
Right? I know. Well,
Stupid.
I know. I'm just saying, LA Knight is being a copycat. Trust me, I think the guy was given a raw deal when he came out of NXT to come in and he had that short feud with Bray Wyatt with that ridiculous pitch black match. To me, it made no really any sense. They were just had to do it for purposes of the sponsorship.
But we
They
saw
put
him
in that role.
We saw him make that shit work.
Yeah, he had to. He had to. And then where's Bray today? Where's Bray today?
Oh yeah,
Waiting for Alexa Bliss to pop her child out? No.
I mean, that is our theory. Yes.
Well, no, he should be working on that. They put Bray off to the side. Was Bray injured? No, I don't know if he was injured or not. But that's not the whole. I mean, but that's not the whole thing though. It's got to, we just got to just be patient with what people are trying. I mean, with WWE trying to write stories, because trust me, they've got a lot going on right now. Okay, so, but
I'm
no,
just happy to see somebody get over organically.
Yeah, and
yet
right
again.
now, LA Knight's doing it, so let him do his thing. Y'all stop hating. Enjoy, like I said, what Z said, just enjoy the show. It's probably one of the few things you're probably going to be able to enjoy in wrestling right now. I mean, WWE's got some good stuff going on. AEW, I'm kind of lost.
They're getting
I,
better. They're getting better.
to me, AEW's just got too much TV in my opinion. But I
It's helping.
digress.
Like I will say I think it's helping.
Yeah,
I think with the new collision stuff, things are starting to like really pan out, man. The MJF stuff going on was great with Adam Cole. Like if they continue to do this stuff, I'm all for it. Jungle Boy actually has me hooked on this new, no pun intending, because he's challenging Hook, or they're feuding, but I'm hooked with it now. I like I like what's going on. So we let us sit back. I mean, we crap. We got to listen to ourselves too. We crap on AEW a lot. Let's
right.
us sit back and see what
Yeah,
the unfold looks like.
exactly. And we're going to move on to our next thing here, which is you might see this hashtag quite a few times coming up shortly. Depends on.
Hot garbage.
Yes, this is this is your hashtag of the night, hot garbage. And
Ah,
when you see this, you're going to get my thoughts after you see this video. So check this out. Okay, so he- here's what I got. Here's what I got with this. Okay, this here. Hold on, I got it. Sorry, brother. Okay, so I saw this today, and people are fans of death matches. I guess.
respect.
Okay, respect in some sort of way. This right here is just straight masochism. There's nothing wrestling related at all. It's nothing but a whole bunch of live stunts done by some guys. Hopefully, get a couple of 20s in the freaking envelope before they leave for the rest of the night. Not knowing if you're watching that video here, and I've actually been in person about at least over a year ago where they've actually had light tubes. And I can tell you that those things, when they bust, it's shards of very tiny, small glass, like fiber like, that goes out into the crowd. And then we're not talking just a few rows, it's gone as far back as like maybe 12 rows out into the crowd. Okay. So don't even tell me that what we just watched is professional wrestling. Because I swear, and I've been telling people this when I'm angry at things, that when I'm done talking with you, I'm probably going to have 9 toes left because I'm going to stick one where the sun don't shine and break it off. Because it makes no sense for that to be in our sport. None. There's no cause for it. Professional wrestling should be what it is. A skill of wrestling ability that has nothing to absolutely do with it. So, you know what? If you guys get hurt, if you guys get shard, if you get something in your eye, if you guys get something in your skin you can't get out, guess what? You deserve it because you decided to put yourself through that. And don't expect any sympathy from me because you sure as hell won't get it. End of
Man,
my
like I told you earlier, I'm not a fan of them. I can't stand death matches. I get the appeal and I get why people do like it, and I'm all for you guys liking your thing. So like what I'm about to say has nothing to do with me wanting to change your mind, nothing like that, because I do respect it as an art form of some type. Okay, whatever that may be. But I legitimately like I don't know 2 years ago I think it was. Yeah, right after the pandemic and stuff. It was like one of the first matches that Glory Pro had back, and Amy and I, my wife, went down to watch it. I found that Nick Gage was going to be on that card, and we almost pulled out because I did not want to see him at all. Did not want to spend any money to go watch that guy, like because I didn't know what it was going to be. Like I'm cool with a hardcore match. I'm cool with a little blood. I'm cool with the violence, but just repeated light tubes. What? Where is the enjoyment in that? Where is the like sport? Where is the like? I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's never like clicked in my head. Nothing. And I've watched many. I've been to 2 deathmatch, like where they were on the card. So I've
Yeah.
been to 2 shows that had 2 death matches. Neither one of them was like, holy shit, I just watched a spectacular, like, none of that happened to me. I
Yep.
just don't understand it. And that was like, when you sent me that, I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
What, like, I mean, if you like it, do you? I'm not telling you you can't because I'm not your dad, but I would really like fix your
Uh,
mind what actual professional wrestling is supposed to be. That's all I'm saying.
right. But I'm just saying that is not professional wrestling. If you like it, just stay away from me because the last death match or it was a um, barbed wire match where they brought death match, weapons in, shards of glass,
Even that,
light
man.
material. It's like, why do you want? I mean, is it really worth it? That's what I'm saying. My point for that is that not only is it harmful to others, but you don't know what type of injury you're going to get, and you don't know if your career is going to be shortened from it. So, is it worth it for that one night in a local venue where you're going to maybe $40 in your envelope, and you go home, but you're going to have a more expensive hospital bill when you have to go see the emergency room because you're all fucking cut up. Excuse my language. Sorry. But you get what I'm saying here, though. I'm really upset. I'm really
Dude,
upset.
I've been cursing this whole time. So like,
Oh my god!
so,
All right,
reel it back in. You dropped the
yeah,
one F-bomb. Now I can't drop my.
yeah. I'm sorry. This is early too. I think I need a drink here real quick. But
It's a good thing my kids are watching this right now, but I cuss all the time, so it's okay.
yeah, I know. But for those who are tuning in here tonight for a future guest, give us about a few minutes or so. We got a lot of upcoming shows here that we've got lined up here for you. We got this nice video package. As soon as we're done with this video package, we're going to be bringing on our featured guest of the night. Okay, so sit tight and look at what's coming up, and we'll be back here shortly. Check out these great shows and appearances coming to a city near you. Illinois Elite Wrestling comes to Overtime Bar and Grill in Greenfield, Illinois on Saturday, July 22nd. Your main event is IEW Heavyweight Champion Akbar defending against the #1 contender, War. Door tickets are $15 for adults, $5 for kids. Children 5 and under are free. To save money on adult tickets, purchase your tickets in advance online at IllinoisEliteWrestling.ticketleap.com. Saturday, July 22nd, AIWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling presents the remaining 3 matches of the Dangerous Don Carson Memorial Tag Team Tournament at Veterans Park in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Also on the card is the battle for the piggy bank between Mickey Pulp and Justin Flash. Floor tickets are $9, bleacher tickets are $6 with a bell time of 7 p.m. Don't miss it. Friday, July 28th, St. Louis Anarchy returns to the House of Anarchy located in Alton, Illinois at 405 East 4th Street as they present Circus Maximus 18. One of the featured matches is Gateway Heritage Champion Derek Neal defending his title against Jeremy Wyatt. Pre-event party starts at 6 p.m. with the main show starting at 7 p.m. For tickets or more information, visit STLanarchy.com. Saturday, July 29th, IWA Productions presents Red, White, and Bruised at the IWA Event Center located at 521 Perkins Street in Mount Vernon, Illinois. All men's champions Sid Holland, Logan Ridge, and PYT are scheduled to be in action. Also featuring the return of CJ Shine. Front row tickets are $12, general admission is $7. Save $2 per ticket by purchasing in advance at the Ringside Buffet. Doors open at 6 p.m. with a bell time of 7 p.m. Be there. Sunday, July 30th, Glory Pro Wrestling presents Animo at the Casa Loma Ballroom located at 3354 Iowa Street in St. Louis, Missouri. Doors open at 2 p.m. with a bell time of 3 p.m. Featured guest is the return of All Elite Wrestling star Ray Phoenix. For more information on the meet and greet session with Ray and tickets, visit gloryprowrestling.com. Saturday, August 12th, Mid-States Wrestling returns to the Relics Event Center in Springfield, Missouri. Doors open at 6 p.m. Bell time is at 7 p.m. Your main event features MSW Heavyweight Champion, the Smoking Ace, Luke Langley, defending his title against Sam Stackhouse. To reserve your seats for this event, visit MSWTickets.com or call 858-848-SLAM. Arkansas Wrestling Association presents Indie Mania on Saturday, August 12th, located at 600 North 10th Street in Blytheville, Arkansas, raising funds for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Special guests scheduled to appear are Downtown Bruno, Dangerous Doug Gilbert, and Wildfire Tommy Rich. Ticket prices for the show are front row reserved $25, ringside reserved $20, general admission $10. Doors open at 5 p.m., bell time is at 6 p.m. Don't miss this awesome event. World League Wrestling returns to the Harley Race Arena in Troy, Missouri as they present Summer Sizzler on Saturday, August 12th. Scheduled to appear on the card is Brandon Espinoza, Moses, Tootie Lynn, Ramsey, and many more. Doors open at 6 p.m., bell time is at 7 p.m. Advanced ticket pricing is $20 for adults, kids 5 and under are $5. To purchase your tickets in advance, call 573-392-1000 or visit harleyrace.com. Saturday, August 12th, Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling returns to the Belclair Fairgrounds as they welcome special guest WWE Hall of Famer Tito Santana. Your main event of the evening pits the newly crowned SICW Tag Team Champions, the LA Hustlers, with Lucky P. Larson in their corner, defending the titles against the current SICW Classic Champion, the Big Texan, and the 2023 Bruce and Brody Battle Royal Memorial Cup winner, Bobby D. Doors open at 6 p.m. with a bell time of 7 p.m. Reserve your seats for this awesome show by going to sicw.org or by calling 618-286-4848. Remember, fans, without you, there is no wrestling. Make sure you visit these shows and support your local promotion today. All right, guys, we have a lot of shows, and I am doing this again.
Yeah, that was a great list of shows. Great list of shows.
I mean,
great list of shows.
Yeah, I mean, real quick here. No, I would never have a death match. I would rather retire than have a death match. If that was my only way out, then I'm good, bro. So
I'm confused with Corey saying about the table spots. Like, it's a table spot. There's a difference between a table spot and a light tube going on somebody's head. Just come on.
Yeah, stop watching all the extreme shows. So that's all I got to say here, real quick. But no, like I said, there's a lot going on there, especially the whole Ray Phoenix one, man. What are you thinking about maybe trying to get down here in a couple of weeks, or is it not going to be possible? I mean, because I know we're really busy, dude.
It's rough,
right?
Like to plan it out. Like, I know we want to take Evelyn to one down there with Glory Pro, but that might not be the one, unfortunately. But it's going to happen soon because it's packed. The Summer Sizzle, though, man. Yeah. WLW, like
I know. There's just a lot going on with that.
That's a packed show, man.
Yeah, I know. I mean, with a lot with excuse me here. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing with there's 4 shows on that night.
Yeah.
Gosh. At least the one that we're promoting. I mean, there's shows that are just every Friday and Saturday night, just across the country. I mean, you've got it. You always want to see your local shows and guys that are working hard, constantly working hard. So,
I'm glad to see it. Glad to see it.
Yep. Speaking of hardworking guys, we got our featured guest here. They're waiting patiently in the green room. So he's our featured guest here tonight. It's only he's been in the business for roughly about a few years. But before he got into the wrestling business, he had combated in 5 different styles of combat sports. So that's why we have him on here tonight to kind of get his take on the business and then also what he's done here. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the god of combat sports, none other than J.A.C. Oh, let's get you focused in here.
Y'all see me good?
Yes, sir.
Look great. With your Bucky shirt and all.
Hey, bro.
Oh, yeah. Man. So just so everybody know, they're like, what? Is it just an acronym for Jack or no? So your real first name is Jesse. So we'll just leave it at that. So how you doing tonight, man?
Tired. I'm tired. Last night I was at a show in Virginia, IAW, and I got a flat tire on the way home, and I was up for about 24 hours last night, so it was good.
Oh, bro.
Dude, yeah.
The pains.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the pains of that with because I've had to go into a show, and I've got stories of that where the guy driving the car was actually Trevor Murdoch, but that's That's a story for another day. Man, that was, I know, man. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it as I'm trying to fix a couple things here. So getting right into your questions, and once again, I want to thank you for joining us here tonight. Of course, part of the AIWF. You know, you've been wrestling 3 years now. So
Yeah,
kind of
3 years.
tell us. I mean, you mentioned Virginia. You probably, you're going to be working in Tennessee, of course, also North Carolina. So about how many states promotions have you worked to date? And kind of tell us what the persona of J.A.C. is like in the world of professional wrestling. What does J.A.C. bring to the wrestling ring?
I would like to. I've worked in about 12 to 13 states now in the past 3 years, and then between promotions like Fight Like Pro up in Rhode Island to AML in North Carolina, Imperial Pro Wrestling in Tennessee, AIWF in Mount Airy, North Carolina, and a lot of various other promotions that wherever I can get gigged at. My weekends are full every single weekend for the most part. If not, I try to get them filled because I like being on the road. My wife wrestles too, so it makes that a lot easier. So, but I'm a top heel in my opinion. I feel like I'm a main level card guy anywhere I show up, and I feel like I elevate whoever I wrestle. It's not just like I'm coming in and just thinking about myself. It's about the other guy too, you know. So I feel like I'm a value to any show I'm put on, you know, my opinion. You know,
That's where it all starts, man.
I try.
Hey, for getting on the road, you'll be traveling to 12, 13 states. Me and my career, I've only wrestled in like 9 different states around the Midwest, and I've been doing this just over 27. So, uh, yeah, I guess I guess kind of staying in the Midwest. I haven't hit the coast though, but man, but EIWF is always, you know, I just kind of want to see what a show is like to go out there, just even to wrestle in North Carolina. If I get a chance to take those trips up before I hang them up, I mean that'd be nice. Uh, but no, man, it's you definitely bring something to the table. I mean, you think, see, all the 13 states he's only been wrestling for 3 years. Dude,
No, that's impressive. That's awesome. Like
I mean, that's putting it. That is honestly
that's
putting it in the work.
dedication and,
Yes.
and drive, and that's what I like to see because I've been what 4 years now, 5 years now, and
Right.
one state. So- but I'm a
Well,
dad of 4 and everything else, man. I can't break away from my kids as much as I'd like.
yeah,
So
I mean, that's just the way it is. But you know, top heel. I mean, like I say, we're going to get into your styles, which you've done before getting into the business. Here, we've mentioned it here on our explanation of the show. But no, I mean that's awesome that getting around that area. I mean, is it the AIWF is kind of taking you? Well, I mean, you've gotten into the AIWF. I don't know how long have you been in associated with the AIWF?
Probably a year and a half now. I think I became champion there 4 months, and I've had it since. So
sick.
yeah,
Nice, nice. And of course, recently the heavyweight title was won by the Golden Boy Greg Anthony, who was,
yep.
and also recently within the month, uh, local promotion around here, SICW, uh, Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling is now within the AIWF territories now. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, so good to work with Matt. And, he's been on the show before, and definitely a class guy to work with. So
Yeah, that's a good
So
guy.
so before you got into the business and stuff, I'm a fan that broke in, like, right? We kind of all are at one point in time. So who was the guy or gals even that you were watching that got you like hooked onto the sport and the competition? Then how'd you really get your start? How'd you get your foot in the door?
Okay, so I was 12 when I started watching. My dad watched it all the time, but I never really got into it. I was like, I liked MMA, and so like when I saw that stuff on, I was like, I don't care about that fake crap. So I could go on to the other room. But my dad got sick when I was 12, and it was a way for me and him kind of to bond. And then I really, really got into it, like when The Rock returned around that same time, and I was getting into the John Cena Rock storyline. And then I started getting to the guys like CM Punk and Randy Orton and The Undertaker. Those were like my guys during that time period that I really cared about and liked. But as I've got older, I like guys now like freaking Stan Hansen, Brody, freaking Kenta Kabushi. I'm a big All Japan guy now as I'm older. But how I got started was I did MMA. I started doing Muay Thai when I was 14 and Jiu Jitsu, and I did amateur wrestling most of my life. And so I started doing MMA at 18. I broke the orbital bone in my right eye, and then I stopped doing it for a year. I tried to get back into it after that, but some stuff fell out. I was dating this girl at this time who was dating a professional wrestler named Mason Matthews, and he got me into it. And I always had wanted to do it. I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't really know much about the independent scene. I didn't know it was really a thing. And so when he told me about it, I got into it. And like 6 months into my career, I had a tryout with WWE, which was cool. But if that fell flat, it was all good. But after that, I knew all right, I want to get there one day. So I got to bust my ass to get to that point, or at least get to Japan. So that's like now the roads are just going crazy because I'm just trying to make it.
Yeah, I said to Herb Simmons at SICW FanFest that Stan Hansen, JBL, is my Stan Hansen, because I've been a fan since I was like 5, dude. I've been watching wrestling addicted, right? But I just recently got like big into Stan Hansen, and I watched like one of the first matches I really watched of his was him and Vader from All Japan. And like then I just started digging more and more and more, right? So like I get how you can transition from like the newer age guys back down to the older guys and be like, okay. And then it's the whole recycling thing, aka LA Knight, that we see happening. Is like you're gonna get something there that you enjoy and bring it in to what you do now in the ring, and that's the great part about wrestling. So that's cool, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I trained at the AML Pro Wrestling Training Center with Beer City Bruiser. So he was in Ring of Honor for 7 years, and he was trained by Harley Race. I mean, you're talking about like world of knowledge, and he trained with Harley forever. That's just a world of knowledge constantly be putting in, and I think it's helped me, and that's why these 3 years it's been a little bit. I'm not saying it's easy for like the rest of the guys who've been trained by not as good people, but like it's helped so much because I have that, and I know like how to do booking stuff because he teaches that stuff. It's not just like I'm just going out there on the road hoping for the best. No, I go ahead. I send an email even before I go out. I try to get booked beforehand instead of just hoping.
Right? Yeah. I'm more a fan of the backstage stuff. So
yeah,
that's where my heart lies in doing this kind of stuff. But it's been an interesting ride from like We Talk Wrestling is where I just was a fan talking about wrestling, and then guys that came around my area liked what I was doing with that, and then opened the door for me. And then I met Ruby and stuff. So it's this whole learning process that I've just never thought I'd get to do, and being so grateful to do it. That's the bread and butter right there, man.
Oh yeah.
And so after you get your start your business. I mean, like you say, you've been in about a few years, but I know that like you say you traveled quite a bit. But after you got done, getting in and started working on all your matches and going to your different places, is there any particular veterans or anybody that you trust here in this business that you've gone back to for guidance and advice to help continue being successful? And what has actually been the best piece of advice that you've actually gotten to date from one of those?
I definitely go to Beer City for my advice now. I got a lot of bad advice I would say the first year. The best thing is to not take everything to heart so much, and not everything's personal. It's just business. And a lot of the stuff at the beginning I took very to heart, and because I have a big head and I can be brash and cocky at times. And I think also getting married changes that a little bit too. But now it's more about don't take stuff personal. It's all business. You don't have to be friends with everybody. That's okay. This is a business. I want to make the most money I can make. And I think learning that has been the biggest learning curve in this. Because I went from MMA where everybody's like brothers to this where, everybody says they're brothers, but, there's jealousy and there's stuff like that, which is fine. So just knowing that stuff's going to happen and it's okay, that you just don't have to take it to heart,
Yeah. Sometimes we get caught up in the mix of things, especially with me. And sometimes you don't have your. There could be some you don't have you don't have the best of nights. uh, and it can get under your skin. Sometimes it's hard to hold it in. And if you're around a group of people that you know it's not going to matter, what you say because they kind of understand where you're coming from. Then you can release it. But if you're going to some dark booking and you get frustrated, it's like, you got to learn to breathe. But
Mhm.
some instances I haven't learned to breathe, and I've actually spouted that out. Um, but I've taken everything back. I apologize. Let the bygones be bygones, and work to the next show. So it's happened with me. Um, like I said, I mean, you're in this business to enjoy it, and hopefully to work with others that will help make it enjoyable for you as you're trying to do it for them.
Mhm.
Um, but sometimes communication can fail in one way or the other, and you just kind of have to learn to kind of pick yourself up and go to the next show, the next day, whatever the situation or the case may be. So,
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is like after a match, especially like if you wrestle like someone like I'm green. I've only 3 years in, so I consider myself green. I think I always will to a certain aspect. But like if you wrestle somebody that's even like green necessarily, like I've had 300 plus matches now. So let's say someone that's had less than that, and like is the match doesn't they don't know some of the things and maybe they don't know how to call the ring or something like that. So it doesn't go the way you like it to go, and just knowing that, hey, there's another match next week or there's another match tomorrow, just pick yourself up, brush it off. Don't let it just eat at you. Because like a lot, I'm a perfectionist, so I'll let like the little things eat at me. I had a match Friday that everyone in the back told me was great that I was hard on myself for because it didn't go exactly how I had it in my head. So
right,
it's that stuff.
I mean, you must be doing something right because I know it says Facebook user, but we'll let him slide because of who it is. But it's Mr. Herb Simmons saying send you his way. That's the guy that runs SICW, so it's a good man right there.
Sweet.
But with that being said, you brought up your amateur wrestling background. You also brought up that you've been in MMA and stuff, doing what is it, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, Muay
Mhm.
Thai, boxing, all that kind of stuff. What kind of skills did you take from that world? Because we're seeing a lot more, even on the big stages now. A lot more guys are jumping and gals jumping ship over. So, what skills did you take from that world to bring it into the professional wrestling world?
All of it. I mean, all of it translates very, very well. I mean, it really does. I think, like with my strikes, especially, I think my strikes look a little bit more realistic than a lot of guys' strikes do on my personal thing because I know what like actually works. Instead of just throwing a big like if someone throws back like that, that's not going to actually hurt somebody. That's not going to knock somebody out. But if I do something quick right from my chest, that's realistic. That's real. My kicks, they're actual Muay Thai kicks in the ring. They're just landed in safe places. And I try to think in my matches, how can I make this make sense to where, because if I hit somebody in the head, they're going to get knocked the fuck out. I mean, sorry for cussing, but you know what I'm saying? They're going to get knocked out, or kicking somebody in the head, they're going to get knocked out. So I don't like, why would I do that all the time in my matches? You know what I'm saying? So it's like trying to make that stuff make sense in my grappling like with most guys on the independents, like they don't know legit shoot grappling. So I try to bring that stuff in and if like little stuff to make it actually real. Like the regular sleeper hold, like a lot of guys they do over the head. The real one's behind the back of the head. That's actually how you put someone to sleep. I do that. So stuff like that, little things.
I do know, like, not every time do I get a chance to actually do some research on the guys that Ruby finds for us and brings in or something, but I did get time to look up some of your stuff, man. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a match I want to see that you perform in, hopefully one day, and that's Jake something versus you.
I
I don't know
love
if you
that.
know. I don't know if
I
you
know
know
who
who
you're
Jake
talking about.
something is.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite big men going right now in the business. I think you two could kill it in a sweet match because you have that ability to bring your MMA, your Muay Thai and stuff, and then he's just a brute, man.
Mhm.
Like I think you guys could throw down on one beautiful match.
Yeah, I
So
think it'd be great. I love that.
all right. Well, also along with with your wrestling career is not the only one in the house in your household because the love of your life is also a women's wrestler, which of course you're married to.
Mhm.
So what is a typical day with you and Clara? as you're still in your newlywed stage, because I don't know if you guys have been married. I don't think it's not even been a year. And then,
No,
and how do you two motivate each other to thrive at each other in the wrestling business?
so our shoot job, we work at Canteen Vending. We both work together. So we get up at 4 o'clock, which I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning for Monday. Get up 4 o'clock in the morning for Monday. We go to work, and then we can do our schedules. Like we did a show this past Tuesday, so like all of our schedules make it to where we can wrestle still. So like normally I get off from Canteen around 3 or 4. Then we go straight to the gym, and then after the gym we go straight to our pro wrestling training center. So it's a schedule, like, but that's how we got to get better. Now, don't get me wrong, like it's Mondays and Wednesdays with Beer City Bruiser. That's for wrestling. That's our training schedule right now. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we try to do either get some training, watching videos and tape, because I love going back and watching tape. That's how you learn. And then because wrestling's always in it. If you look at my apartment, I'm big in like Funko Pop collecting. I got all wrestling Funko Pops. I've collected like over 110. I got posters of guys. I have our posters over here in the corner. And so, like, everything revolves around wrestling. And then on the weekends, like, if we're on a show together, we go together. If not, we talk. Like, how's your match going? How's your match going? And then it's the biggest thing, though, with our relationship is knowing that with each other's success, that you can't get jealous of the other person. So if she gets a bigger opportunity than me in one instance, because I had a lot of extra work recently, like I'm not gonna get jealous of that. That's great. I'm happy for her. That's her dream. If I get an opportunity somewhere, she's the same way. We're just happy for each other. That's the main thing. Because the moment one person gets jealous, that's an argument. We don't need that. Like it's not worth it either, because like if you look, and that's like a lot of younger guys, not I'm young, but like a lot of younger guys, like at a training school, they can be like, and get jealous of stuff sometimes. And because of opportunities they feel like they deserve. But like, you should look at the guy who's getting the opportunity and see what they're doing to get that. Instead of blaming that person, maybe looking in yourself. And so we both know that with each other, so it makes our relationship easy. And honestly, I tried to date people while I was in this business. It doesn't work if they're not in the business at all. It's hard. I can't do it because I'm on the road constantly. Like, hey, I want to hang out. I'm sorry, I'm going to a show in freaking New York.
How long has she been in the business then?
She was trained by Dr. Tom Pritchard. She's been in the business for 2 years.
Oh, so you guys are right about the same length then. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So was she down in JPWA or?
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the promoter for my home promotion, his daughter, who's out right now maternity leave, but she went down there, I think like it was their second or third class ever. And she's a graduate from JPWA as well.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
Miss Hyde is her moniker in the wrestling business. So yeah. I mean it. A great school down there in Knoxville. I mean, with getting to talk with at least getting to talk with Glenn just a tad, but it's there's definitely a close connection between Mark and with Glenn and with Tom and everything. So it's awesome.
I agree 100%, Herb.
Yep, excellent. So no, I mean I'm loving your attitude though. I mean because honestly, you guys you're keeping that work ethic together, and I mean I know you're young. You're like what 24, right?
Yeah, I'm 24.
I mean, gosh, I mean you've already done all this combat already, and here you are 24. I mean you're in your just going into your mid 20s. You get a chance to travel. You're married. You're happy. I mean. It's just a good aura and energy just going for you guys. And that's awesome that you guys stick with each other's by each other's side like that all the time. And man, that's just great. Yeah, definitely. Like you said, that attitude will never go out of style. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about nothing else. Just like me, I just I had nothing going for me at 21. Just trying to find something. I got into wrestling and because I've always watched them since I was 8. But then it's like, hey, after party,
Yeah.
Took a while
He
to
ain't got
settle
time.
down.
He ain't got time to party, man. Did you not hear his schedule?
Today, no.
No, I love going after a show and getting a beer. Don't get me wrong. I love that.
You gotta unwind just a tad. You can't be
Yeah.
wild tight all the time. You gotta unwind just a tad.
Man, I think it's cool that you said the reflection thing, like about how younger guys need to like reflect on why other people are getting something more, because it speaks a lot if you can be okay with somebody else taking the realms higher, like, because then that should be motivation for you to go, okay, what's that guy doing? If nothing, go talk to that guy. Be like, hey, bro, how'd you get there? Like, what's going on? What can you throw me my way to like help me progress too, and whatnot? Because when you do that, man, that's the key to growth, is reflecting on your own faults. So that's
And I've been
awesome.
lucky to be with AML because they got guys like George South, who's been in the business literally forever, and
Right.
like he texts me every week, once a week I get a text from George, so I always can go up and ask questions to George as well, and watching what he's done and how he's been successful for 40 plus years. He just wrestled in GCW in New York against Matt Warner on Friday. Like George is still relevant in 2023. That's insane.
I know, considering that I was watching George like in the mid '80s on WTBS, in these matches, and then with all these NWA Worldwide Wrestling, all these house shows that he's had. That's just crazy that he's still doing it. In fact, even one of the other jobbers back then is still trying to work, which was Mike Jackson. Now, Mike Jackson, but he could work somebody. I thought he really could have been somebody as like one of their like mid card stables, but they didn't push him any harder. And I really was a fan of his work, even watching him when I was younger. I was like, "Man, this guy's pretty cool." And it almost seemed like he was going to get the win, but it's like he always came up short. But Mike Jackson's a really good one too.
Yeah.
Man. Woo. Wow. We're just breezing through right along. I think we're seeing about maybe taking a breather, which we will kind of. Just pardon me.
Get your drink and shut up.
Well, I'm kind of getting dry. For some reason, I'm drying up for whatever reason. I've been drinking all day. I mean, water, that is. I haven't been drinking all day. Not like that. Okay. But,
No wonder your mic's not working.
oh, no. I haven't. Ever since I took that last break, and you hit me in the personal chat, but have I been okay since?
It's been wavy, but we'll
Wavy?
deal.
Oh,
Yeah, we still love you. Hi, Dean. How you doing, sir?
I hate technology. Anyway, it's the only way we can do this, though. But another thing we love to do here, and this is kind of our midway. This is our halftime here with you, and what better way to do this than kind of bring you into our realm here of having a little bit of fun? That's right, everybody. It's that time of the night.
24-karat magic in the air.
It is Wrestling's Golden Memes here tonight here. And of course, we actually have a sponsor for tonight's Wrestling Golden Memes. Remember, it is July. It's Christmas in July. And whatever you do, guys, whoever you get that for, make sure that for your loved one, you want to make them say, he went to Jared.
Do you got the heel crunched up at the bottom? Oh yeah, on his freaking Jordans where he's got his heel all front.
Yeah,
There was so many people mad about that.
I know.
There was a picture literally just like focused in on it, and people were like roasting Roman about the fact that he cringed his Jordans.
But if you look at this here, thanks to the Wrestling Outsider Skullhead dude, they actually found a way to put in a ring box on Roman's hand. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even see that.
yeah, there's a ring box. I was like, hey, what's Jared?
That's funny.
The tribal chief can afford that. So, so far our first official image here. Some days you're Andre, and some days you're Macho Man. Look at that. A lot of
Here
days,
lately, I've been feeling like Macho Man.
yeah, a lot of days I've been feeling like Macho Man as of late. But oh my
That's such an
god,
awesome photo, though.
yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, that was like around '88, I think. Heck, that could have even been that SummerSlam match. Oh, and our next one here, we got Jungle Boy and Hook. Well, guys don't want to really deal with each other. Well, it's kind of the same energy right here with David and Darlene from oh my gosh.
That's good. I like that. That's
Like
funny.
that.
I didn't see that one.
There
So
you go.
it's so wrong.
And something you sent me here, Zach. You if you throw a fake tennis ball, there's your dog. Wondering where it went.
Brother.
Where'd it go, brother?
Love me some
Oh,
memes.
yeah, this one's a classic one. You'll like this one here, Z. Where you take your girl out to get the 2 for $20 deal at Applebee's.
That's right. Everybody's got a price.
That's right. Hey,
Best
$20
title right there.
$20 is $20. So,
Damn right.
Ted DiBiase was so cool.
and our last one of the night, I decided to bring on here for you. You may be cool, but you'll never be Rowdy Piper wearing a kilt and a pimp coat getting flipped off at Madison Square Garden. Cool.
No, you won't.
That's
Love
a fact. That's a fact.
I'm trying to find out the lining of that jacket. What is?
Yeah.
I don't know. It almost looks like a snake pattern, but it's
How? I still don't understand how Piper never won the big one. It blows my mind.
he's gotten every other belt besides the big one. I mean, he
But-
was IC champion, was tag champs with Ric Flair.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
Like
shit.
he's easily, in my mind, like he's easily top 3 heel of all time. For me, that is. Like
Oh no,
he was one of the best bad guys ever. Like you wanted to see him get his throat punched in so hard by anyone. And how did he never win the big one? Just really kind of hurts, but it also adds to his legacy.
well, there could have been the whole creative, someone controlling that creative, but who knows back in that day. But that is all that we have here for this week's School of Memes. So hope you all enjoyed that one. I kind of like the whole Hook and Jungle Boy one. So that was good.
So you kind of already brought it up as we jump back in, and we're going to jump in big on this now. And you already brought it up kind of like 6 months in. You had a tryout with WWE. That wasn't your only tryout because you also got a tryout with Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
Tell us like how that all came about for one, and what was it like going through that process of those tryouts?
I think both of them just came because of the MMA stuff. I fought on NBC Sports, one of my fights in MMA, so like it really helped. And it helps on a resume. I'm not gonna lie to you, but and I got the tryout with WWE definitely because of that, and because I was in the athlete tryout was the tryout I was in, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's the 3rd hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. They blow you up, they blow you up, and they blow you up. The hardest thing I ever done was I had pancreatitis when I was 21. That was definitely number 1. And then number 2 was I lost 50 pounds for a weight cut one time doing MMA. And then it's that. So it was rough,
Wow.
So like when going through that process, what can you kind of like break it down for us a little bit? Like I want to know some gritty about how like what they expect, what they see, and like how do they judge you, I guess, in some sense.
They judge. I think the promo day is very important to them, and they just want to see if you have heart and if you're going to quit. And that's the main thing. I don't want to give into too much because that's their stuff, and I
get you.
Fair. So I'm like seeing what I can say, but I think the main thing is they want to see. They're going to try to make you quit the entire time, and they want to see who's going to quit, and they want to see who, when no one's looking, what they are doing, because that's very important. when people are, they think, because there's cameras everywhere all day around you, because that's WWE. And it's like that if you do extra work for them or anything, too, because I've done that as well. But there's cameras always on you. Even when you think no one's looking at you, somebody's looking at you. So it's like those small moments when you're doing like 50 squats or 100 squats, and you think like, oh, I'm going to just half-ass these couple because, William Regal's over there around the corner. No, they know. They know. Like, you're not getting away with nothing there. And we had I did the Las Vegas tryout. And they got us there and we got to go to the MGM Grand and we stayed 3 days there. And it was during SummerSlam weekend. And we had 2 people quit at the WWE tryout that, like, I know most of my friends, would kill to have an opportunity to do something like that, and it blew my mind there. Like, even if, like, you're an athlete coming from another world, you know how disrespectful it is just to quit. Like, especially the guy who came and just didn't show up. He went, stayed at the MGM Grand, but didn't show up. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Holy cow, man. Like, that's an opportunity, and I'll never make it there, but it's still cool to hear you guys, like, actually working there to do that and have that experience. And dude, I promise you, like I said, I specifically, I don't know what it was, but I went and watched some of your footage.
Yeah.
And I truly, like, I hope to see you on one of those stages one day, be it Impact, AEW, WWE, whatever it may be, the big guys, because dude, you have it. And it was it's cool to hear that this experience and how you approach it and how you're going to keep approaching it. Because with that, I feel like you will make it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome, man. So, with all the, like you said, with all the traveling that you've done so far, like already hitting all these states, and I'm sure, and we've already known that at least with the pick that we've put up for the art of the show, you at least have one championship, but I'm sure you have others. But
Mm.
which championship have you won to date has been your favorite or most memorable to you, and why?
I have 2 right now, and they're both special in their own right. So I don't want to say online which one's my favorite, so the company don't get pissed off at me. Because I definitely do have one. But the one was my training center's championship, and no one that ever trained at AML had ever won it. And I was the first one to win it, the Future Stars of AML championship, the one in the picture that you had for the advertisement. That one was special because of that, because I was the first one to do it, and I felt like I brought it home. So that was one of those moments where it was very, and I still have it. So it felt really cool and surreal. And then the AIWF Mid-Atlantic one, I've defended 15, 20 times now almost, just in championship defenses. And I feel like that between the 2, I feel like right now, I feel like the Future Stars can be. We just haven't had as many shows because it's ran every other month. So I haven't got to defend it as much. I've had some cool storylines like with the Zenith and J.R. Miller and TDT. But with the AIWF, I've had these long, and we go every 2 weeks. I've had these long, in-depth storylines that I've really been passionate about, and then the fans have got really invested in, because I've had people try to hit me, so they're really invested, And so, like, both of them in their own right had different, like, values to me, and they still do now to this day. And I care about them both, and I do care about them both equally. I think I bring something to both of them. I don't think the belts make me. I think I make both belts. So I think I offer that at least, because I never want to be the guy who just holds the belt and he's only seen as that champion, instead of them like, oh yeah, that's the guy who just happens to hold the IDF Mid-Atlantic Championship or the Future Stars of AML Championship. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to, once you win it, you have to take that title to another level, and to where you make it your own. Like basically, kind of like I mean, think it's kind of like me with like any type of certain recipe or something. I mean, everybody's got their own way of like making a certain sauce, you know. But you got to put your own flavor to it. You got to make sure that you know why uh why people see you as some type of AIWF Mid-Atlantic champion, other than whoever else had the belt before you. You've got to bring a different type of flair to it. You got to bring a different type of charisma to it, if you per se. Um, and how people view you as champion. What makes you, what changes you in your character now that you got the title, and before you had it previously, where you were hungry before, but now you got to stay hungry. Now you're being hunted. So now, how does that change you? So it's it's definitely cool that you get something that you know it almost seems like it's an accomplishment because, like I said, it always means that someone who is running a company uh, puts you in that spotlight for a reason, or put you in that certain role for a reason to help represent the company. So now you take on a greater responsibility. I mean, that's how at least I would see it, and then as long as they're putting the trust in you, then that says a lot about who you are, and how you get people in the building. So
And I see it as like also because I feel like I have an issue with a couple of people that have championships, and I'm not going to say who or whatever, but I don't think they see it as I gotta elevate the people I'm working with. I gotta elevate them to a different level to make them see as, hey, they're coming after my belt, and I'm the best in the company, right? So like I gotta elevate them to wrestle me, and I want them to be more over, but after the fact, after they wrestle me, they were before they wrestle me, even when I beat them, because like I'm going over. How can I make them more over than they were before? Because that's how we make money in this business. Like that's how you get asses in those seats. That's the only way. And if you just see it as, oh, I'm gonna bury this guy because I'm the champion, he's not. What does that do? And like, what world does that do anything? And how does that accomplish anything? How does any challenger that's going to wrestle me live up to the fact that they're wrestling J.A.C, the god of combat sports? You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's my mindset with the championship. It's like I want to like that's how Harley Race was. Guys like that held the championship. They elevated everybody they wrestled. Terry Funk, freaking. You know what I'm saying? Like those old NWA. I love the old NWA championship back in the 70s and 80s, and how the world champion would travel everywhere and elevate the top babyface in the company or top heel, whatever they were wrestling at the time.
I
I
mean,
love that.
you could even put that into today's wrestling with how like Roman Reigns has carried his title and stuff, and how Sami Zayn is a bigger name now just because of their match and their story build up to it and all that kind of stuff. Kevin Owens just the same. Like even though these guys were already cool in a lot of aspects, the way Roman has been portrayed and how he's portrayed that title and each match, I think everyone that he's touched since becoming champion has elevated. And now you see like there's this huge like I don't know, just staircase now for everybody to go up, and we're about to hopefully see the greatest champion defeat ever and Jey Uso taking the belt, but we'll digress there. But that's the point of it, is that factor that if you, as the bad guy or the heel, can't help elevate the next guy when you're that champion, then what's the point of you being the champion in the first place? So, no, kudos, man.
And even think about that with Roman, especially like everyone said, every title defense Roman has now. They say what you just said. Hopefully, this guy's going to be the guy that beat him, and they'll be the greatest to think. But like Roman goes over, guess what? The next guy's going to be the same freaking way, And that's the cool thing. And Roman has elevated, I think, the company in ways that hasn't been elevated in. What would you say? What since maybe Austin?
I would have to agree with that. I don't. He's past what Cena did a long time ago. He's. I would say he's almost past Austin in some sense, really. Like if you think about it, and that's no disrespect to Austin by any means, but like to be in the footsteps that he is and what he's doing for the company, and then seeing the likes of Cody Rhodes, how them touching each other and that storyline playing out, to now Cody's over here, and hopefully we get to see him Seth again. Like the way it's all panned out, man, it is that whole elevation of the whole roster. And I remember Triple H one time talking about how in a documentary that like in the Attitude Era, everybody came to the dinner table hungry and wanted to elevate each other, and that had that mentality that you have, like we got to work as a team to elevate each other and push each other farther. And I think that's what we're seeing now in professional wrestling as a whole, really. So it's just nice to run into guys like you that have that positive thought process into the sport that we all love. So
Yeah. And I think having more companies helps right now, mainstream companies that give more people jobs. I think that makes the competition just a lot more hungry because WWE's on their top game, AEW's on their top game. Especially right now, currently, AEW's doing some good stuff right now, too. So is WWE. Impact is doing amazing stuff right now.
see, yeah, you just said the one right there. Impact for me is like the bread and butter of everything as a whole. Not It's like AEW does good in matches, not so much storyline. WWE's doing storyline. They have the banger match here and there. So like you have the hit and misses, but then Impact is just like, and it's so nice to see all that. But like I said, with you and that positive outlook, one of the things outside of the wrestling squared circle, is that combat for connection is something that you're dear to in preserving mental health in combat sports and all that kind of stuff. And I'm a big fan and big backer of mental health for men, women, both alike. How did that come about? And like, what is that role that you play in helping that?
I'm an ambassador for Combat for Connection, so as much as I can, I try to do what I can with them and that company. But how it came to be was the mom of the organization had a son who took his own life, and he went to the gym that I grew up in. Combat Athletics was a gym I grew up with. Because when my dad got sick, I didn't like being at home. I didn't like being in the situation, so I spend 8-10 hours a day inside of that gym. And it was because I was chasing a goal, but secretly it was because I was trying to get distracted because I had my own mental health problems in that time period too. And so when I found out that her son had took his own life, and it was that close to home to me because I consider that home and I always will. I reached out and I really wanted to do something, and we have worked together. We've shot some commercials and stuff, and then I know we want to do some stuff in the future, so that we want to talk about some more. So. I love the cause. It's helping amateur wrestlers because that's a sport where there's not a lot of long-term gratification and satisfaction. There's a lot of grinding and really cruel to your body, and it's really tough. It's the toughest thing I think in the world is amateur wrestling by far. And especially on a kid, they put these pressures on children. Parents can too. I'm lucky to have a wonderful mother who supported me in everything I ever did. And a wonderful father did the same. But I've seen how some of the parents can be to their kids, especially ones like I did that did it year round, and they can be really tough on them. And so you need something like Combat for Connection to really say, hey, we care about you too. We understand that, hey, this is a sport and this is grinding and it's tough, but you matter. Just because you don't perform well doesn't mean you don't matter. And I love everything they stand for. I really do.
Like, I didn't even know that was a thing that you were even involved with until I read the notes from Ruby when he sent it over. I myself, borderline personality disorder. So I've battled multiple things. Suicide survivor. It did not work. So luckily I get to sit here and do this with you now. And I have more of I don't know, I have a stronger mindset about it because when I went through that whole process and learning like how to be okay with me, this is the first time in years, and most people that watch this don't even know this, so I'm really opening up now to you because this is cool and like I feel it, man. But I've always been a loner by myself, never really dealt with people, didn't like people too much, and this is the first time I can say that I have actually been able to look in my mirror. So the last like 2 years, 3 years, and I've actually been able to say I love myself. And that's the biggest key to mental health so much right there, is being able to finally be able to reflect and be able to be like, no, bro, we got this. You're a good dude. Like, and fully embrace that love for your one self is awesome. So, dude, keep being... I'm just getting more and more respect for you. That's all it is. Like, I truly am getting more and more respect for you. And it's so nice to see guys like you out there doing that for people that have had that. Because I've already known several guys in the industry that have and battle mental health. So my buddy was an amateur wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
I watched...
It's a rough sport. You know, it really is. And then like and here's the other thing too, when you're done with the sport, you feel like you have nothing. You know, you base your whole life around that one thing, and you, especially if you don't succeed in that one thing, you had a goal. Like, listen, I had a goal of being state champion. I never was a state champion. You know, that was my goal. You know, and then I didn't succeed in it, and that was hard mentally. You know, like I did not feel like I was good enough to be anything. I struggled with my own demons, you know, for a long time, and it affected a couple of my relationships I was in at points. You know, but it's just to understand that, hey, you're good enough regardless if you didn't accomplish this. You did some cool things along the way. You made some great memories with some amazing people, and you freaking matter. You are on this world for a reason. Freaking the fact that you are a human being just in itself is amazing, because that's hard enough to do if you really dig down to what makes a human being, and it's almost impossible. You know, so that's special in its own right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just taking the time, like you said, to love yourself, because I had to learn that myself, and that's why I'm very passionate about Combat for Connection. I am. It's a wonderful cause.
That like I said, that's the biggest thing. Once you can start to actually like break down your own shell, and that reflection thing, like you said, why is this guy going above me? What has he got that I don't? Why? And once you can start really reflecting on yourself and watch that, I posted today, I think it was on Facebook. I said the one thing I'm good at is meeting people. The one thing I'm bad about is connecting with people. That's a fault in myself that I have just now realized, that I can meet everybody and I love to meet people, but I'm terrible at connecting with people because I never come back to the table.
Yeah.
So, man, it's hats off, brother.
I appreciate that.
Awesome, man. And like I said, you know, with you joining us here tonight, it's been great to get a chance to know you here. And we've got one last one here for you before we let you get out of here. We just want to know what long term goals do you have set for yourself to achieve in this business, and what is in your wrestling bucket list that you like to have marked off before your time in the wrestling business is done?
Oh, I got the cool. I wanted to announce this today since I was going to be on your show, because I got something exciting that I've been putting together. So in November 4th through the 5th, I've contacted Guinness. I'm getting the final stuff done with that, but we're going to break the world record for the longest match ever. It's 24 hours. So me and 6 other guys, we're going to break the world record for the longest match of all time. And so I'm glad I can announce. I'm glad you asked that, because I about forgot to say stuff about it. But yeah, that's something I want to do, because I feel like it's going to help my bookings, you know. But, you know, and to have a world record, because I always want to be a world champion. And I'm going to do that one day, hopefully in the WWE or New Japan or AEW, wherever. But yeah, I'm going to be. Everybody can. There's so many people that said they were freaking world champions. How many people could say they broke the world record for something? You know, especially in wrestling. You know what I'm saying?
That is mad. Man, I'll tell you, there should be there needs to be some type of stream for this for those who can't see it in person. Because Lord knows,
we're gonna we're contacting streaming service like now. We're really close with title match, so I'm sure we'll be able to get that one. If not, I'm thinking like Fight TV would be really cool. You know, I've wrestled on there before, or IWTV, either one. You know, if not, it'll be on YouTube at least, because it's gonna get seen globally. Because I you know, it's gonna.
Oh, it has to.
I like it to help everybody involved.
Yeah, it has to be like a global thing. Like, watch these guys break the record. I think it's cool you say that. So my day-to-day job is a company called Bella Ease. It's a nonprofit organization here in Quincy, Illinois, and I work with kids specifically in our Teen Reach program. And one of the kids, we asked that question of what's like their goal, and he said, I want to break at least 2 Guinness Book of World Records. It could be the dumbest thing in the world. So like it, it's cool to see an adult want to do it too, or actually being able to get the chance to do it. That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, one of the guys that's going to be doing it is Colby Carino. I'm sure you guys know who that is. And I texted him about it, and he goes, "Bro, you're on crack." And he pauses, and I'm like, "All right." And then he texts, he goes, "I'm in." I'm like, "Hell yeah."
Dude, I'm pumped. Like November 4th and the 5th. Is that what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to keep us
up
up to
at
date.
the AML Pro Wrestling Training Center in Winston-Salem. I'm getting me and Seth Clayton Burns, the guy who manages me a lot, my Fighters Club stuff. We're putting on the show. So yeah, we're gonna have. I know we're gonna do tickets like you can when you buy your ticket, you can leave and come back. It's 24 hours.
Sweet.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So how long is it completely? Is it full 24 hours, or how long do you guys need
24
to
hours.
go? So
It
you can
has to go past 21 hours and like I think it's like 58 minutes, something like that, in like 36 seconds.
gosh.
Thing. I want 24 hours because I don't want no son of a bitch to break that thing.
No, it has to
Right,
go 24.
right.
It has to go 24.
Yeah.
My gosh, my only thing is, how do you guys? Because I can't fathom for as long as I can to how you guys are going to keep your energy because you're constantly burning calories. How you guys are going to keep your energy up? Like, are you going to have like a 6-pack match or whatever, and then someone like breaks off, goes outside of the ring, and then there's like a freaking meal bar like on the side.
So what we're gonna do is we're going Iron Man style with it. So like you can pin submissions, you can keep doing them for 24 hours. It's got to get to 24 hours though. You can't have if you tag out, you can have bathroom breaks. Tag out, you can go eat, you can drink food. We're making this as humane as possible. We just can't fall asleep. Like that's the biggest gimmick of it.
Oh.
You cannot go to sleep.
I want to see you guys like walk to the back, like two of you tag out, walk to the back. You're in catering, and like you're eating a chicken leg, but still punching the guy.
Yeah.
Like add every aspect of wrestling. Not every aspect, because we already crapped on one aspect of wrestling. But add all the greatness of wrestling into one thing and have like the comedy, the fight, like everything. Oh, dude, you guys, I am so pumped for you, and I'm not even in the match.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And it was just weird because I was at a show and I was like, how long can I wrestle? And I was sitting there go, guys, what's the world record? Because I was like, I'm gonna break the world record today just for fun. And then they said it was like 12. I'm like, oh, I'm not doing that today.
But one day,
and then like I looked at it, the world record's like it's 5v5 and it was in Japan. So I was like, all right, how do we make that even cooler? We'll do 3v3 and then we'll do it in America and we'll take the record from Japan. Japan has a lot of wrestling records, and they have the longest one-on-one match as well. So, I'm like, what's the easy way? Because I want to wrestle in Japan like bad. That's one of my dreams. And so, what's the easy way for me to get in Japan? I'll just break one of the records. Now they'll book me.
I mean,
Wow.
Japan's such a great place to like wrestle, and the things they've done. I know some of them, like I think Ruby and I've talked about some of them. Like, how can you do that? Was it Kenny Omega had a fight with a blow up doll? Like, but it's still entertaining and fun, and like it was interesting and stuff. So I'm all for it.
Holy cow, man! No, it's gonna be. I would like to see how that's gonna go down. And I kind of wonder, are you guys gonna have a real time clock, like as part of like one of your camera feeds? So like,
Yeah, we'll have to. There's TVs in there. We'll have them set up, so they'll be clocking down. That way we can like look at it and be like, oh, cool, cool. We still got 18 hours to go.
It's only been 30 minutes.
Yeah, like, oh shit, I'm ready to blow it up, brother. Take it home, God.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Wow. That is that is awesome. I would like. I'm definitely gonna be following it up. Which, by the way, I guess I keep running into things, but AIWF has its own Roku channel, and
Yep.
I haven't searched for it yet. Of course, they got Roku's across the house. I gotta go look for it, and interested to see what type of action's on the channel.
Yeah, actually, this Saturday, AIWF, we're having you had the poster, Don Carson Memorial Tag Team Tournament. Me and Fighters Club were in the tournament. We're planning on winning that thing. That's our goal. So if anyone that's watching the streaming services in the North Carolina area, please come out. It's gonna be a cool show. I love tournaments. I think they're really cool and they're not done enough. I'm very excited. We won our first round match and now we got these two rounds. So if you win the round, our first round on Saturday, we'll be in the main event. So yeah, we're excited.
I mean, talking about that Japan style, that to me, the tournament thing is a Japanese thing. You see it a lot more over there.
Right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot more of that happen here in the States now with the tournaments coming up. Like AEW really went hard with it. And I think like WWE is like, well, now we need to.
Yeah.
so
Well, maybe they'll bring back King of the Ring. That'd be cool.
yeah, dude, I would love my who we talked about it with Tyler Cooley last week that the original King of the Ring style needs to come back where, because it gave us the birth of Stone Cold. Like, come on. If they
Yeah.
brought that back and did it like the original style, it'd be super, super sick.
Yeah, it would be great.
All right,
Yeah.
Roopster.
Yeah, man. Like I said, so where can people catch you on social media?
Yeah, please follow me on Instagram and Twitter at J.A.C is a bad man. On Facebook, I'm Jesse Alexander Carter. If I don't like you, I won't add you. But the other two, you can go follow me on there.
I like that.
Like you, I won't add you. Well, there you go. I mean, this guy's is flat out honest.
Yeah.
I try to think the nice way. I do like no, just cut it off at the head. You just
Yeah.
just don't play any games, dude. Oh my goodness. No, but good luck to you Saturday. And I believe your wife's in action as well. I seen her on the poster. Or
Yeah, she's in action. She's wrestling. I think Sam Street's her opponent. I don't know if they've announced that yet. So, but I'm pretty sure that's who she's wrestling. So,
yeah, and we're gonna try to keep more in touch here with the AIWF Mid Atlantic, and of course, like I said, there's other neighboring promotions within the AIWF brand, especially here with SICW. And there's you don't need a wrestling license to wrestle in Illinois, so
yeah.
buddy could it's that promotion's got a lot of good old school feel. You got, like you said, Tito Santana's coming in 4 weeks. Back to their next main show. That's going to be happening, so that's going to be nice. So, no, man, but it's great to hear your story. Like I said, you were even you were fighting on MMA on NBC, and like I said, you already got your exposure there. I mean, like I said, you've already done a lot already with just a young, tender age of 24, man. You just got a lot in front of you. You've got your newlywed. And like I say, you guys are living your dream right now and live it to the best you can before other things that tie you down later in life. So,
Yep.
I know that one.
it'll happen.
By the way, kids, go to bed. Actually, I told my oldest he could watch tonight. He asked me if he could watch, so yeah. You don't have to go to bed yet, Chase.
Yeah. But Jesse, I appreciate you coming on here tonight. Stay in touch and spread the word. Just hopefully your experience here with us here at Falls Count Everywhere was great. And like I said, definitely wish you nothing but the best. It's really
Can I
awesome.
give one more shout out real quick? Because I got a show I need to shout out. AML is presenting Battle Scars in Moxville, North Carolina at my old high school. So if you're in the Moxville area, please come out to that. It's July the 30th. They got Nick Aldis will be there, Mickey James. So yeah, George freaking South. What else do you need to go for? George will be there. I'm in a 6-man match with my new faction with John Schuyler and Zuka King against Colby Carino, Diego Hill, and Bo Jack. So yeah, if you're in the area, come out. It's my hometown. So yeah, I wanted to get that out before I got off here.
No.
Promote it, bro.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, so great. And like I said, everybody can follow you at your platforms. And like I said, we appreciate you taking your time out here tonight with us and getting the chance to know you, man.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all.
No problem. Thank you, brother.
Thanks
Yeah,
a lot.
have a good one.
You too. Get some sleep.
Yeah, man. So, so that was a great interview, man. Like I said, we don't want to drag him on his, because right now it's like 11:27 over where he's at. So he's got a long day tomorrow. So God bless him that he wants to talk to business with us before.
Yeah, I mean, it was great talking business with him too. Like, dude, I legitimately took my time to look at him, and dude's gonna be a star.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of great. Like I know my my ring's coming back here. I don't know how I'm going to be able to fix this, but um, uh,
I mean, at least you're not breaking up really bad now. You're just
yeah, I don't know.
sounds
It's
like a
just that metal
siren.
ring. I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's my cable. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get this done, but we'll find a way. Um, I don't know. And I don't have no spare cords. I'm still trying to move stuff around. I've got probably like the best cord I have here right now, but that seems to come back. And well, anyway, but no, it's great getting the chance to know him. And yeah, I mean, I mean, that's probably one of the better. I think one of the better guests that we had. I mean, I could be biased on that. So,
Oh, dude, he was awesome.
yeah.
He was
Well,
awesome.
yeah, absolutely. And we've got a couple of things here that we're going to touch on here tonight. First off, before we get one of the things that I would like to do, and we've actually tried to do some work here in the middle of the week here. We've gotten a few responses or so here to this, but we want to post this up here now.
Ooh.
Yes. So this is official. We actually have accounts on TikTok and Instagram. We would like to start broadcasting on here, but we need all of your help because if you don't follow, or if you don't, if you don't follow us on TikTok or Instagram, guess what? We're not going to be able to do that.
We're at
So
10 followers
yeah, we're
on
at
TikTok.
$10
That is.
each. Yeah.
Are we in both?
Yes, we're on both. So yeah, so we got 10. So we're like 1% of our goal. And we just started. So, well, we might start broadcasting.
We have 11 on Instagram. Ha!
Yeah, yeah, I know. 11 on Instagram. Okay. I think I might have actually liked the page actually today.
Did you? You're like, I
Def-
guess I'll like my own page.
yeah, I guess I like my own page.
No,
So,
man, I want to the TikTok. We need to blow it up. We need to get that Instagram and TikTok blown up. Let's do it. We can do a lot of fun things with the TikTok world. So make us grow if you're a fan, of course, and you should be because like Ruby's a nice guy and I'm freaking handsome. So
yeah. Um. Well, I mean, hey, we're bringing you the best content we can possibly. You know. So, uh,
now it sounds like you're in a hallway. Just so you know.
what? No. Oh God, I hate this thing. I'm gonna finish this. I was supposed to. I don't know. I'm trying to work with different soundboards, and I think I might. There's probably another one I might get in, maybe just for this, but it's not gonna have all the bells and switches. So I like having the bells and switches. That's something in the hall. Uh, I think probably because I unplugged and plugged this thing in while it was live. I
That
think
makes sense.
I'm messing with too much here, but I'm trying to not buzz. Is what I'm trying not to do. But
You're not buzzing now.
yeah, now it sounds like I'm in a 60-foot, like I'm in a 500-foot tunnel. I guess.
Yeah,
Like
talking
like
to you in
those
a tin
sewer
can.
tunnels. You know. Oh my gosh. Well, how now? One other thing here that we'll touch on here is like so. Make sure you're locking us TikTok, Instagram. Make sure you're following us, and tell your friends too. Like if everybody was on We Talk Wrestling, that would have followed us. That that
It'll
has
take care of it. Yeah,
yeah that would have done that would have took care of it. But
not everybody's cool, bro.
everybody are fault. Everybody We Talk Wrestling. Hey, we love you. Love us back. I mean, I've been trying to get out there to try to find some other accounts out there on TikTok that might like us back. So, and it's working. So, but
Support us
yes,
so we can support local wrestling.
that's right. Yeah, multiple reasons. We love it. We love it. We love doing it. So, um, oh, so one other thing I want to get in here tonight. Uh, and if you look at this title to my to the right of me or to my left, Okay, it's that pretty the pretty intercontinental title. At least I think pretty much that's the title that WWE's ever had. Probably next to the Winged Eagle, that. But one question we had here tonight is how long will Gunther stay at the helm? So we know that Drew has come back, and it kind of makes me wonder because we're getting close to history, possibly, but it all depends on how it is. So as of today, Gunther has been Intercontinental Champion 401 days. So he holds on to the title two more weeks. That'll put him at 415, which would then pass the Macho Man Randy Savage. He had it 414 days. He had that in his title run from 86 of February 86 all the way until where he lost it to Ricky Steamboat in 3. And actually, Macho Man was actually just 11 days shy of Pedro Morales at 425. So, and then of course we got the Honky Tonk Man, 454 days. So, I guess kind of the discussion is here. We kind of have to wait to see how things pan out here at SummerSlam because in at least that which will happen in 20 days, I believe is what it is. Yeah, it's 20 days because it's on Saturday, August 5th, Ford Field. So he'll at that time be passing Macho. So I guess the question is, do you see Gunther losing the title at any time within the next 2 months? Not at all.
I personally don't. I think they need to like somehow build towards Drew potentially taking it. Um, it's just really tricky, man. Because
Yeah.
does Drew take it or does Drew help? I think Drew's one of those guys that can step down from like the world title scene down to propel Gunther up more. So if Gunther takes out Drew, all that's doing is helping Gunther keep progressing higher and higher into that world. Because Drew, we already know Drew can get it in the ring. Drew's already proven himself. Drew has everything to continue to be that top guy, right? I think it's too soon to take the title off Gunther because we are seeing this whole increase of like the prestige back to each one of the titles. And that's how I truly feel about wrestling as a whole. The wrestling as a whole is you're just looking at prestige getting built onto the title with how these guys are carrying it, how booking's going, how just dominant some of the guys are looking. I mean, I don't think Gunther needs the title removed yet, at all, one bit.
Yeah, and I said this in the past year too. We basically have been past an era to where we've had longevity of champions. I think, at least here at this point, we need to kind of help shake things up a bit. And like I said, we're on the roll here with Roman with his title reign. I honestly think if Luther is able, if he does lose it, wait until the fall, or if someone's able to get him, because I don't think Drew's going to come back and just win the title. No, I think Luther and Drew needs to have a good, solid feud. Maybe at Survivor Series something could happen, but I really think Luther needs to hold on to that and pass on to something.
Now with that, you brought a Survivor Series. I saw a fan like wish thing where it's Gunther and Imperium with Solo and Roman taking on, I think it was Seth, Cody, Jay, and Kevin and Sammy in a 5-on-5.
Huh.
I kind of want that to happen.
Yeah.
Like no lie, like I want that to happen. So if that takes Gunther out of that picture for Survivor Series, that's a whole different like ball game. Where do we go from there? I personally think Gunther needs to lose it at WrestleMania next year. That is my honest opinion on it. I think the belt needs to get taken off of him at WrestleMania next year.
Oh, so that being, sorry, my bad. So I guess that being said, here we're going to just kind of focus on, like I said, SummerSlam's in about 3 weeks. We don't know who's really officially facing who. I guess I don't know. I'll have to take WWE.
Now we lost you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay.
You literally keep like falling out and in, my guy.
Oh gosh. Okay.
But
okay.
With that being said, like how Gunther loses it, like I could see Gunther winning the Royal Rumble this year or the next year. This, going into WrestleMania as IC champion. Then we get that whole like we haven't had at the big stage like the champion versus champion thing. And it'd be cool to see Gunther do kind of like what the Ultimate Warrior did, where he won the title at WrestleMania and then like vacated the IC title, never losing the title. So that's my actual theory and wish is that Gunther actually doesn't lose the title at all, and it just gets vacated because he goes on to the World Heavyweight title, and he can't hold both of them.
Right.
So, I mean, that's how I would book it, and then do a tournament because there's not enough tournaments.
Yeah. Exactly. So if you had, or maybe what you think would happen, which title do you think could change hands? But some of you bring in this huge event where nothing happens. Because I'm already telling you right now, um, I don't see Roman dropping this title. I don't see Peter dropping this title. So who do you think which title will have a chance? That if we can think of any, um, we're trying to think of who might be able to do that. I don't know. Does Bianca Belair get back in the picture again? Is there even a formidable like opponent for like Rhea given?
I think they're slowly building to something. I think the goal would be Natalya, maybe going again at SummerSlam. That's what I feel like might be the thing. But they keep really teasing this whole Rhea Raquel Rodriguez. Why I could not get her name out of my tongue was not, but Raquel versus Rhea would be pretty sick.
Yeah, so too. I think so too. I don't know, like so Austin Theory would be. I don't see him losing his title too, so it's kind of hard to say who is primed to be champion again. And honestly, I haven't heard much about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
They've been bibbing bapping back and forth, like so. I I feel like those titles are about to get separated.
Wow.
I really do. They're about to get split up in soon.
So we're gonna have WWE Tag Team Champions and then World Tag Team Champions.
I would assume, yes.
Yeah, so kind of like going back to 2004, 2005.
Can we talk too about like Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits and the rumored potential of a new version?
Let's get into that because I did see something about that.
So Bobby Lashley, Street Profits were outside, saying they were waiting for somebody. Limousine truck pulls up. Bobby Lashley gets out. They get in. Bobby Lashley and them leave. Right.
Right.
There is rumors that they are rebooting. God dang it! What was the fact?
The Hurt Business?
The Hurt Business. I spaced. So the Hurt Business. What do you feel about that? Like, they're removing Cedric and Shelton supposedly, potentially, and adding them in. Does Carmelo Hayes actually finally make the jump up? Because I'm telling you, that's if they do it, that's the key factor.
I think, yeah, and that's why I would call it 2.0 because you still need Bobby at the at the helm as the guy who leads everything. I mean, obviously with MVP on the outside as the manager, but you need a guy, you need a ring general for that action. Bobby staying in. Like I said, you got everything out. That's what you've had. Yeah, Cedric gone, uh, and Shelton gone. Shelton was, really good worker. Really didn't. Like, he could have done a lot more than Intercontinental or tag title, but he should have had more accolades. In my opinion, that was great. That was great worker. But you got them out. Bring Street Profits in, and really, you really need to bring the Street Profits in because, to me, their gimmick is getting a little old.
Oh yeah, they're definitely wearing out.
Yeah, they're wearing out a little bit. You need to give them a new flavor. You need to put them in this new light that they're going to be in their business. They're going to be serious now. And then Carmelo Hayes, if he gets the call up, literally, then you're taking a good part of the life. You're taking one life organ out of the NXT, but you got other people in there now that are trying to keep that alive. So if Carmelo, do you pull him in while he still has the NXT strap? I think you incorporate the Hurt Business into NXT on some weeks. So
They could honestly do that because they've been doing a lot more jumping of SmackDown down to NXT, Raw down to NXT. Judgment Day's been doing double shop for about 3-4 weeks now. Really, they've been going down there. I'm telling you, Ruby, I know you like to poop on NXT a little bit. Go watch that Baron Corbin Carmelo Hayes match, dude. Holy cow. And we're getting a whole new reboot of Baron Corbin, too. So they took him down there. He portrayed the lone wolf in the match, and now he's burning all the old gimmicks and stuff. Like, we're really getting potentially a reboot on Baron Corbin. And I've never been like a super fan of Baron Corbin, but the guy has skills that cannot be denied. And I understand that, and I respect that. The guy can go in the ring. He's an amazing character in the ring. Just the gimmicks have never worked for me. When the lone wolf gimmick was actually starting to work, they brought him up to the main roster and then just didn't do the lone wolf stuff. So
yeah, this whole happy stuff or sad or jobless Corbin, I don't know what the bad one was. I don't know if it was a sad Corbin or I forgot what the bad one was because it was so bad I didn't really care because it was horrible. Even happy Corbin was. Then you but no, I'm kind of happy that he. Then they tried to go that whole direction with JBL. JBL's a great guy, but definitely outside of the ring, some awesome. But whatever they were trying to do with him, trying to be wrestling guy 2.0, that got horrible. Did not even wrestling guy. Or did he have to look at it? So, like I said, right now they should have not. They took the Lone Wolf thing too. They took that off of way too soon. Could have matured more with it. At least he's back in NXT, building that up. If he's, like I said, if it's the Baron Corbin of old that we got when he was Lone Wolf, then yeah, that's definitely I definitely would want to see. Just kind of look at it. Because, like I said, he was more serious. His skills were more. He was more focused on his skills than he was. So I think, and I'll definitely get a chance to watch that match before the end of the week is done. Check that out, or at least before
there's a lot of things that NXT's doing well, and like I said, AEW is starting to really put some things together after Forbidden Door and building off of things that happened at Forbidden Door. So I'm loving the Hook versus Jungle Boy stuff. I love MJF and Adam Cole together, and I've never been an Adam Cole fan. So like I respect him and I respect his work, but just never like, and he never clicked with me. But this whole stuff with MJF, it's really starting to click with me, and I'm really liking the dynamics between those two. So we're seeing greatness out of them. I personally think AEW is doing a fairly good job with the women's division in as a whole. So keep doing that. FTR, I haven't got to watch it yet. Supposedly had a banger of a match with Bullet Club Gold. So I can't wait to watch that on Collision. I'm actually going to go watch that right after this. That is my plan.
And the only thing I've seen about Collision from last night is apparently David Benoit was actually sitting in the audience.
Yep.
So that talk about wrestling community, you know. That's the it's bad. But you know, well, at least he is there. I mean, obviously, as much as that, so yeah, I know. I don't know. I've got so much going on here. To me, it's like you can't put with me as the local worker and everything else, or even try to get out the shows that are around here. You can't put a wrestling show on a Saturday night, man. It's not the 80s, or it's not Saturday night. So, are you hearing me okay?
Now I am.
Now you are? Okay.
You were breaking up so bad, brother.
Right, okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. We've done pretty much just, we're pretty much kind of exhausted what we were going to do here tonight, but we're going to go and wrap this up. Hey, but next week, we're going to have Luke Roberts here from the Wrestle Talk podcast in. He's going to we're going to talk about, and even we might even have Tyler Cooley in, because both of them are going to be up in Waterloo, Iowa for the National Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony, and then all the activities, the wrestling show, everything else. We want to kind of recap with that. And GQ hopefully will be back there with us then as well. And
He better be. That's all I
you
gotta
know, your break's been over long ago, so come back on.
That's right, GQ.
Yeah, dang it. But anyway, but no, we thank you guys once again. Where we're not, we're on your usual. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and of course the Twitter at FCE Podcast. But we are trying to expand to TikTok and Instagram. Here, we'd like to eventually get to start being where we can go live on TikTok to kind of catch up to the audience there who just likes to hang out on TikTok, doesn't feel like going to Facebook or YouTube to watch our show, and they have to catch us. So
I'm a TikTok fan.
yeah. There's a lot of TikTokers out there, and TikTok, your time, time's a ticking, man. We need everybody to start following those pages for TikTok and Instagram. So make sure you do that. So we're going to conclude here for tonight. Here, we do thank you very much for hanging out here with us. This has been episode number 108 of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast with J.A.C., a great individual, to get a chance to know him this evening. And we'll be back here with episode number 109 next week, recapping the National Wrestling Hall of Fame weekend. Talking a lot of professional wrestling with Luke Roberts and even possibly Ty Cooley. And, of course, GQ being back here on, back in the studio here with us. So for the Gem City Mouse Zmiz, I am Rough Cut Rick Ruby. We thank you very much for joining us here this week. And we will see you next Sunday night. Have a good week, everybody.
Later.
Thanks again for tuning in to tonight's episode of the Falls Count Everywhere podcast. Don't forget our friends at the following: Outside the Ring STL, the Searcher and Hide podcast, and We Talk Wrestling. The Falls Count Everywhere podcast is an LTS Enterprises production.